All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Rakal Kwitash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000. And the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, peace and mercy unto you, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the book of the Bible. All right, so this is going to be a quick video. All right. So, what I want to get into is some news, man, to let you know what's happening, what's going on. All right. We're warning you. All right. To let you know and show you what time we're living in, man. Listen, bro, we don't have too much time at all. All right. So we're warning you and putting this news out there, man. We're watching, letting you know what time we're living in, letting you know what's going on, what prophecies are about to take place. All right, Ezekiel the 38th chapter is about to take place, man. All hell is about to break loose. This third world war is going to be fulfilled. All right, like the scriptures say, the Lord said, all my words are faithful and true. What we've been prophesying is finally here. All right. So let's get into it. I'm going to show you what's going on, what's happening, because, Donald Trump gave Iran 48 hours, all right, for an agreement. All right, and if they don't agree to whatever agreement or treaty, whatever, that he's gonna bond them and wipe them out. He said he's gonna put them back to the Stone Age. All right, but Iran said, listen, matter of fact, let's grab it. All right, it says Iran has vowed to retaliate in kind and with devastating force if the U.S. carries out President Donald Trump's threats to attack its civilian infrastructure, including power plants and bridges over the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. All right, and we know, according to prophecy, when you read 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, that Iran gonna come with that great power. All right, Iran plays a very great part in end-time biblical prophecy. Iran is going to have their hand in the cookie jar when it comes to America's destruction. All right? Iran is going to play a part in America's destruction because it's prophecy. We know what's going to happen. All right? So, creating, the elites creating this U.S. and Israel war against Iran, which is the Albert Pike and Mazzini blueprint. All right, what they're trying to do is bring in Russia in this war, because Russia is the main enemy to the U.S. All right, and it's also an ally to Iran. So if something happens to Iran, guess who's coming right behind? Russia, because it's prophecy that Russia is going to be a guard and a protector unto Iran. When you read Ezekiel the 38th chapter, Russia is known as Gog in that chapter, and Gog is going to be a guard unto all their allied nations, all right, including Iran, all right, which Iran is written as Persia in Ezekiel the 38th chapter. So they're really trying to bring in, the elites are creating this war so Russia could be involved, and this thing could break out into a third world war, man. All right, because that's why NATO was created. All right, to go against Russia, just in case Russia became too strong. So if the U.S., is at war with Russia, NATO going to be involved, All right, so, what we've been prophesying is finally here. All right, but let's get back into this. I want to get into this video to show you, all right, to let you know what's happening, what's popping off, right?
Your final deadline is Tuesday at 8 p.m. Your final deadline.
Yeah. Iran does not meet your demand.
So the reporter asks, Trump, if Tuesday is your final deadline at 8 p.m. and that's tomorrow. All right, so we're getting ready, to see what is going to come of this. Okay? We've been warning you and telling you, man. We're warning you right now. Okay?
Your final deadline is Tuesday at 8 p.m. Your final deadline.
Mr. President, if Iran does not meet your demands, Mr. President, are you willing to continue the war?
Well, you have to watch.
Of course. The Lord is going to keep making things escalate like he's doing right now. What's going on right now is the Lord is escalating things to bring this third world war because this is the Lord's will. All right, Joel, the 3rd chapter, starting at the beginning. Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter, the 8th verse.
It's an easy question. The answer is yes, but you'll have to watch.
And he said the answer is yes. He's going to continue the war. See, Proverbs 21. All right, let's get it. All right. Let's get Proverbs 21, I think it is. Yeah, 21. All right. On the left side is the King James Version, right? It says the king's heart, meaning the king's mind, all right? His mind, all right? Which are the leaders of these nations, all right? Donald Trump being one of them. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh, all right? The Lord controls you. There's no such thing as free will, all right? The Lord controls your mind, all right? So the Lord is controlling, all right, what Donald Trump wants to do. All right, he's putting it in Donald Trump's mind. He's making him be this way. All right, so his will and his word could be fulfilled. So things could pop off. This is how the Lord is amping things up. Right? It says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. Yeah, so the Lord controls your mind. He turns your mind however he wants to turn it. So he's making Donald Trump want to do what he's doing. All right, so his will could be fulfilled. So his word could be fulfilled. So that's why things are being, that's why he's doing what he's doing, because the Lord is controlling him, right? All right, making him be that way, that type of person he is, right? So that, things can happen, right?
It's an easy question. The answer is yes, but you'll have to watch.
You got to understand, it's the Lord that's making these things happen and escalating things, man. Because the prophecy has to be fulfilled. The Lord said, my word shall not return unto me void. All right?
What do you think of the latest proposal?
They've made a proposal, and it's a significant proposal. It's a significant step. It's not good enough, but it's a very significant step.
What do you say to Americans who are not a fan of the war?
They're foolish, because the war is about one thing. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Had we not broken the Barack Hussein Obama agreement, you know what I'm talking about, the Iran nuclear deal. This is years ago.
They're trying to stop Iran from nukes. But guess what? Israel's going to get nuked. All right? By Russia. All right? America is going to get nuked by Russia and all of Russia's allies. And even Americans, the U.S.'s allies are going to turn against America and shoot missiles over here too. And Iran's going to be part of that destruction, that nuclear destruction. All right? According to prophecy. Right? We've been telling y'all, man.
First term, you would have had a total, Israel would have been gone, extinguished. Israel would have been wiped off the face of the earth, and the entire Middle East would have been, at a minimum, in big trouble. But I did it. That was phase one. We killed Soleimani. Without Soleimani, if they had Soleimani, it would be a whole different thing. Maybe. Would still be winning, but it would have been harder. Because we are obliterating that country. And I hate to do it, but we're obliterating, and they just don't want to say uncle. They don't want to cry as the expression goes, uncle, but they will.
But guess what? America is going to be the one that says uncle. All right? Because it is the Lord's will. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai's will to completely obliterate and eradicate America from off the face of this earth. To completely swallow it and engulf it with nuclear destruction. Call Haloyam Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakal Quitash. Alright? But what did Iran say? If this happens, right? If he does bomb it, right? Again, it says Iran has vowed to retaliate in kind and with devastating force. And that's according to prophecy. 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, all right? If the U.S. carries out President Donald Trump's threats, all right? So like in that video, you see, that he was threatening Iran, all right, to continue to escalate the war. If they don't meet, if Iran doesn't meet Donald Trump's demands. All right, and that also goes to into the prophecy of when the book of Jeremiah says the least of the flock shall draw them out. The least of the flock being Israel, the people that are in the land of Israel today. All right, Israel. All right, drawing America out to this war. All right, the least of the flock shall draw them out. That's Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. All right, that was prophecy that Israel, all right, the people in the land of Israel today, the least of the flock, the Edomites, are going to draw out, are going to be the reason why America is involved in this war, this third world war. It says Iran has vowed to retaliate in kind and with devastating force if the U.S. carries out President Donald Trump's threats to attack its civilian infrastructure, including power plants and bridges over the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian officials, including Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esmail Baghei, all right, and military commanders stated that any U.S. strikes on Iranian infrastructure would be met with targeted responses against U.S.-linked energy, desalination, and economic infrastructure in the Gulf region. Iran's military warned the Strait of Hormuz would be completely closed if U.S. attacks proceed. All right, so that's going to happen, bro. All right, and then shit out here going to get even worse, bro. Famine is going to come in a rapid speed. All right, and that retaliation would include power plants supplying U.S. bases in allied countries. Woo. All right, senior figures like Parliament Speaker Mohammed Bagher Ghalibaf and military spokesman, all right, Ibrahim Zolfagari, all right, emphasizes that further attacks would trigger more extensive and crushing counter operations. Iran's Revolutionary Guard and state media also released a list of potential regional targets, all right, including the UAE's Baraka nuclear plant, signaling a broad retaliatory strategy. All right, so you see what's happening, what's going on. All right, this is also another threat. This goes hand in hand with this threat that he made, saying that he's gonna put Iran back to the Stone Age. But Iran gonna come with that great power, man. Watch what Iran does, right? Or how Iran is going to retaliate when the U.S. goes through with that threat, that attack, man. We know Iran about to do something stupid, man. And Iran got something up their sleeve, man. We know this according to prophecy, man. All right?
We will continue. I've made clear from the beginning of Operation Epic Fury that we will continue until our objectives are fully achieved. Thanks to the progress we've made, I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. In the meantime, discussions are ongoing. Regime change was not our goal. We never said regime change, but
you see, we're going to bring them back to the Stone Age where they belong. The next 2 or 3 weeks, he said he's going to carry out attacks. So we about to see what's getting ready to pop off. All right, we're getting ready to see what's going to come of this. All right, so, you know, he said Iran has until tomorrow at 8 p.m., Tuesday at 8 p.m., all right, to meet his demands or you know, his agreements or whatever, you know. So listen, man, Iran is not backing down, and that's the spirit of the Lord. The spirit of the Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai got everything playing out like it's supposed to play out like this, man. The Lord, his will has to be fulfilled. We've been prophesying and telling you of this. All right. So just to let you know what's going on, just, you know, to warn y'all, man, to let you know what was popping before it pops off, man. All right. So, you know, Lord willing, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Rak Tizah. All right. This was edifying, you know. All right. So until the next one called Haloyam, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakah Kwitash. Until the next one, Shalom.